Hey beauties, it's Life in Lipstick Green. I'm Monica, coming to you for the first time in a long time. Hope everybody's awesome, having a wonderful summer. So I decided to just pop in and tell you what was going on with me. Been a little MIA, and that's because I've been working long hours. And the other situation is I'm kind of dealing with a little situation when it comes to my skin. I've been dealing with facial hair issues for many years, and finally God led me to the right person. Let me give you a little background. It happened to me in my late teens. It got worse for me. I come from hairy parents, but the two come together and they create this, and so I just got the full blow of it. My sister, we have the same parents, but she doesn't have the issue that I have. So I don't think any of my cousins do. I haven't seen it anyway. I think I might be the hairiest. But anyway, it has been a very debilitating situation in my life. It really got bad when I was in cosmetology school, and they started to, I was fresh and new, everything. I'm so excited. They started teaching us about hair removal creams and different systems, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm trying this, I'm trying that. Needless to say, it wreaked havoc on my skin. And at that point, I started having ingrown hairs on my face, and that was awful because it just got worse and worse. It was just like clustered, just ugly, just really bad. And I dealt with that, and so what I had to do was go in with a safety pin, pull the hairs out, and then tweeze them out. Well, a lot of people say, well, you should never do that. You should just tweeze. But tweezing, you can't tweeze something that isn't there. The hairs were trapped in the bump, so you gotta get them out. So years of doing that caused some scarring. My skin in the area of the hair growth and all that was going on started to get dark, and along my jawline and this area here was the worst areas for me. So, it just the embarrassment, having people do a double take, or hearing things that people are saying about you just kind of get to you. And so I started to withdraw and stay in shaded areas. I wouldn't go to places where there were going to be bright lights, not out in the sunlight. Matter of fact, I hated to see summertime come because it's bright and the days are longer. I loved wintertime because it's darker and the days are shorter. And so darkness was my friend. I just wouldn't go to an outdoor wedding. Just missed all kind of events because I didn't want to be around people feeling uncomfortable, that somebody would just, people would stare or whatever, So I'm like, I know how to fix this. I'm not going to be around people. But all you do is hurt yourself, because it's been events and things that I would have loved to attend, but I just could not just pull it together enough to do. I was just too self-conscious of the situation. So I've been praying for years, asking, Lord, please, you have to save me. You have to fix this, you blah, blah, blah. Years ago, I went to a chain of, there was a dermatologist chain. I forget the name of them, but they did me so wrong. They did a chemical peel. Then they sold me, I allowed them to sell me all these other chemicals that wreaked havoc on my skin, caused me to blister, burn, some bleeding, pus, just awful. And it was, that time was the absolute worst for me. I totally withdrew, and it was all I could do to go to work. It's easier though with my clients. I've had clients that have been with me for a while, so they know me and they feel more like family, and they would encourage me. So work was about the only place I was okay with my situation. But needless to say, I started to tweeze and it got better for me, and the hair bumps kind of tapered off a little bit, but I was left with the texture and the darkness, still hair growth, but just not the bumps really. Some, but not a lot, not like before. But anyway, I just wanted smooth skin. Whatever you don't have, you tend to look at other people and say, you know, I wish that was me. It may be bad to say, but you can't help it. I will always look at people's skin, and I would just like wonder what that's like, just to have beautiful skin, you know. And so I was very envious of women who had beautiful skin, not hating on them at all. I thought it's just beautiful to see women with such beautiful skin. And anyway, I saw that in the area where I live that they were building this building. It turned out to be a dermatologist's office, and I would say, I'm going to go there. And needless to say, I put it off for like a year, and then something, no, the Lord started to speak on the inside. It was like I would ride by, and I just would stare at the place and think, I gotta go in there. You have to go in there. And still I didn't. And then it started to be, I would wake up and I would just think about that office. Like, I need to go in there. Or anytime you kind of just mentally wander off, I'm thinking about that building. Long story short. One day, literally, it was so in me. I'm thinking about the building. I said, okay, Lord, I think you're trying to answer my prayer. I think you're trying to help me. So I get the number, I call them, and I go. I go, and they take a look at me, and they don't think that I'm a candidate for the laser hair removal because they say either I have too much gray or blonde hair on my face, not enough black. But she give me retin-A cream, and she give me a pill that was a blood pressure pill. It worked poorly as a blood pressure pill, but they found that it slowed down or either stopped facial hair growth and promoted hair growth on the head. So that was a win-win situation. So I used the retin-A and the pill. So in a month's time, I go once a month. That was my first visit. In that month time, I felt like I'm not tweezing as much. And my face, I think the texture is looking better. And then my husband starts saying, Mom, your face is looking better. I go back, they examine me, and they say it is getting better, and I know that it is. So they examine me on the table this time, and they say, you know, you are a candidate for the laser hair removal. You have way more black hair than gray or blonde, blah, blah, blah. I'll need 6 to 8 treatments. And I said, okay. And after that, we'll do a chemical peel or some kind of laser something where they kind of like burn off the top layer of skin. She said it would get darker and start to peel, and that would get rid of the texture. But since I've been using the retin-A cream, it has lightened my skin considerably, and it's the best my face has ever looked, ever. So we have the game plan, but they give me more medication. But she tells me in order to do the laser hair removal, you cannot pluck anymore because I'm removing the bulb. They need that bulb there when that laser passes over to kill it. And that's what's going to get rid of the hair growth. So she said, you have to start shaving. This was almost a deal breaker for me because the last time I shaved, my face was a fiasco. Ruined my life. And I'm just like, I can't go back there. So she said, trust me, let's try this. I'm telling you, I prayed so hard. I applied the blood. I did everything but slap myself in the face with the Bible. I'm telling you, I prayed. Lord, bless the process, blah, blah, blah. I was praying. So I did use the cream, before cream, the after cream, which is antibacterial. You know, it blocks bacteria, and one is a kind of a cream, steroid, something, another. Anyway, so I used them. No breakouts. No breakouts. So I'm like, okay. And I'm seeing the results. One is even an acne cream. I never had a problem with acne. Most of the time I would get a breakout. I have very sensitive skin. It would come from medication or whatever. except for, you know, the once in a month thing. But anyway, I use that as well, and it is keeping me from having any little blemishes or anything. So I'm like, okay, Jesus. Okay, Jesus. So the texture is leaving. Hair growth is so minimal. And it's lightening up in the area that I had darkness. I'm telling you, I'm so very happy. I'm so very happy of the process, and that everything is getting so much better. But anyway, it is working. Everything that they've done and so far is on point. It's getting the job done. So even my makeup application is so much better because it's so much smoother, and I even feel my confidence coming up. It is getting much better. So yeah, that is what's going on with me. And I wish I had taken pictures before, because if I showed you the befores and the nows, you would know what I'm talking about. But anyway, it's working. If any of you ladies have any questions or want to know more about medications that I'm using, just let me know in the comments and I'll respond to you. You know, I'm pretty good at responding to the comments, questions, or whatever. I'll just leave them in the comment and I'll get with you and give you the information that I can to the best of my ability. And yeah, so I hope everybody's having an awesome, great summer. And I'll be talking to you again in my next video. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And I'll talk to you beauties in my next video. Be blessed. Peace.